Right, just back from a trip around the Lake District and Scotland, and whilst I'm still editing the video on that, I actually thought I'd put a quick video out today on flying in poor conditions like strong winds, snow, freezing temperatures and rain, because sadly at the moment the UK seems absolutely stuck in a cycle of crazy weather. And over the years I have flown pretty much in every type of bad weather, so I thought why not put a few tips together for when it is less than good outside. Now, to be honest, if the weather is crap out there, you might actually ask yourself why you're flying in the first place. The footage is going to be dull and grey, the drone could get wet, but at the same time, if you are after some dramatic footage conveying raw nature, or you want to capture snow or icy conditions especially, then it is good to know some basics and crucially what your drone can and can't do. So first off, I thought I might start with wind, strong wind. Many of you will have seen my strong wind tests that I've done over the years. And these days, to be honest, most models are pretty good at fighting strong wind. The Mavic 3s and the Air 3, they are like absolute monsters in strong wind. You will have very, very few issues flying with these models, even in very strong winds up to 40, 45 miles an hour. Mini 4 and the 3, they're surprisingly good in strong wind as well. I've flown them over at Beachy Head and also last year the Mini 3 down at Cape Cornwall, when I think I actually finally found its limit, gusts of 45 miles an hour, and it really, really was struggling. Be aware, if you've got an older model, a Mini 2, it's pretty good in strong wind, but sadly the original Mini 1, which I've still got up there, or the Mini SE as it's now known, it is not quite so good in windy conditions. So you do really want to watch out if that is what you're flying. But Mini 3, Mini 4 absolutely will cope with strong winds up to 30, 35 miles an hour. Whatever you're flying, in strong wind, few golden rules though that have really seen me well over the years. First off, fly out into the wind so you fly home with the wind. Cannot stress this enough. I've been advising this for years because it is so fundamental and it will stop your pride and joy from being blown away. If you're flying away from you into a strong headwind, then there should be no more surprises. You're already doing the hardest part of the journey. When it's time to come back, time to come home, the drone is going to have the wind behind it and it will come sailing home nice and safe. Winds are way stronger once you get 20 to 30 metres up, and they're even stronger when you go up higher again. So once you're up in the air, stay low. And crucially, watch out if the drone starts to drift with no stick input. If you have let go of both sticks on the remote and you can see that the drone is still drifting, struggling to hold its position, then you really do need to think about landing fast and definitely reducing your height. Be aware of those wind warnings on screen. Admittedly, they can be a little bit quick to appear and they don't actually mean it will not be able to return home, but it very much is a warning that the drone is reaching its maximum pitch angle, which is how it flies into winds. And not only will that therefore limit its ability to fight the wind, it will also affect your footage as the gimbal will not be able to counter the steep pitch of the drone. So if you see the warning, watch out. Another one, obviously, of course, is sport mode. The Minis will do a steeper pitch, which helps it in strong wind, and it also has a higher maximum speed. So if it's really windy, sport mode is definitely going to help keep things under control and stop it from drifting away. But if it is all going wrong and it really is being blown away, you've got to stay calm, make sure you're in sport mode, reduce the height, and do your best to return. Sport mode and lower height is usually all it will take to fix things. But if that is still not working, do not let it carry on drifting away until it's so far away you lose signal. Point the camera down and do a remote landing. Because if you land whilst it's still in signal, the Find My Drone function will lead you straight to it and it lives to fly another day. If you lose signal, you've lost all control and you've lost its location too. And so you've lost all hope of ever finding it again. So definitely sports mode, lower height, and always land before it's actually lost. Now you can see the Find My Drone function in the Fly app, and it will lead you right to the last known location of the drone, even after it's landed, even the next day. It uses the last known GPS coordinates of the drone, and it is a really useful tool. You can also flip over to satellite view and use the ground-based landmarks like trees and buildings or whatever to take you right to where the drone has landed. It really is one of those functions that hopefully you won't ever need to use, but it is useful to know about just in case you do. But look, it's enough on strong wind. That is easily the one that will probably affect you most frequently. Stick to those rules, you should be good. Next up though, equally good at ruining all pictures and footage is rain. Again, you do really need to ask yourself, why are you flying in rain? It's not only is the view going to be dark and grim, your drone and lens will be getting wet. Heavy rain, genuinely totally pointless. Light rain, that misty rain, I don't know, maybe if you've travelled somewhere and you're only going to be there for a short time, you might well get away with it. Grim, dark videos can often be adjusted in editing, so sometimes it is worth a flight. But as I said, you're getting the drone damp, which is never a great thing to do. I have flown in light rain before, but never in heavy rain, because to me, it is just not worth potentially ruining your drone's electronics just for a picture. So for me, bottom line, just don't bother flying in rain at all. Far safer and way, way nicer though is snow, frost and very low temperatures. And this is actually something I really actively encourage you to do, because you will get some truly astounding pictures and videos after a hard frost or heavy snow. And as long as it's not still snowing, you're going to be pretty good to fly, even in very cold temperatures, down to -5, -10 degrees Celsius or around 10 to 15 Fahrenheit. This sort of environment really is worth getting up for and out for, because that golden hour after sunrise can produce some truly magic shots. Sunny, frosty morning, especially if it's got wisps of mist lurking around, can give you some of the best footage of your life, and I really have got some great clips over the years. Again though, few pointers just to keep things all good. First off, lithium batteries do not like being really cold, so keep the batteries warm. You can put them in your pockets until you're ready to fly. They will cool down pretty quickly once you're up in the air, so again, be aware that the flight time might be reduced. Don't push your luck or the battery. Have short flights, don't let the battery run right down in flight. Second off, of course, is let the drone itself acclimatise. Taking a drone out from a warm living room out to very cold temperatures can give you a fogged up lens, and that fogging can be inside the lenses, not on the outside. If there's a chance that you think you might be flying in the morning, try leaving your drone in a cool room or even the garage the night before, so it's already cold when you go outside, and you're far less likely to get a foggy lens. If the lens does fog up when you go outside, try sitting the drone on a sunny table if you can, and let the sun warm the lens up slightly. This will work. It's worked for me a couple of times and is a useful little tip. Either way though, once you're up in the air, the only other main issue to watch out for is for the props or the lens icing up. Now in truth, this is only going to be likely if you're flying through freezing fog or falling snow, neither of which are going to give you great results anyway. But if the drone starts behaving sluggishly or the lens starts misting up again in flight, then there is a chance you are icing up and you're going to want to land as soon as possible. And also, finally, get some of these. These are smart gloves, smartphone gloves, or just get some fingerless gloves, because your hands will get really, really cold really quickly. And if you have got freezing cold hands, you can't touch your screen properly, and you're not going to be focused on flying properly as well. So little gloves make all the difference. As you can see though, cold weather is no reason not to fly. You will get some absolutely brilliant shots, and it really is worth getting up early for and getting wrapped up and go out for that half hour. Sadly, for me today, it's raining yet again, so I will not be going anywhere. But look, hopefully this has helped you work out what you can and can't do with your drones when it is not all kittens and rainbows outside. So if it has, as ever, give me a little thumbs up, help the video along. Better still though, drop a comment below and tell us any good or bad experiences you've had in different kinds of weather. I really do love reading what you've got up to, but it also, of course, helps everybody else learn from our collective experiences. Either way, let's hope for good weather soon. Till next time, have fun, happy flying.